Have you ever faced a mountain so big, so intimidating, that it made you question your own strength? Today's story will remind you that sometimes the toughest climb isn't outside you, but inside your heart. Arjun stood at the base of the great Sumeru Peak, his heart thundering louder than the wind that howled through the valley. For years, this mountain had been his dream and his fear. Its icy silence had claimed the lives of stronger men. Yet, to Arjun, it was more than a mountain. It was the voice of every doubt he had ever carried. 3 years ago, Arjun was a college dropout, lost between his father's disapproval and his own uncertainty. His father, a retired soldier, often said, "You can't climb any mountain if you keep looking for the easiest path." But Arjun hated that phrase. He wanted life to be kind, not a war. When his father passed away suddenly, those words became both a wound and a whisper in his mind. Now, here he was, at 24, staring at the same mountain his father once tried to conquer. He had trained for months, saving every rupee from a low-paying job to afford this expedition. But as he looked up, Sumeru seemed endless, unreachable, a monster of stone and snow. The first day's climb went smoothly. By noon, his group reached Base Camp 1. The air was thin, but bearable. That evening, Arjun sat by the campfire with other climbers, veterans, thrill seekers, and one elderly man named Farid, who climbed not for glory, but to honor his late wife. Farid told him, "Mountains don't test your strength, boy. They test your reasons." That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. His father's face appeared in his mind, smiling faintly as if asking, "So, what's your reason now, Arjun?" Climbing became tougher from the second day. The higher they went, the sharper the wind turned. By the third day, 2 teammates gave up, citing frostbite and exhaustion. Arjun's legs ached, but quitting felt worse. Every time he wanted to stop, he remembered his father's words echoing through the storm. On the 6th morning, disaster struck. A sudden avalanche split the group. Arjun and Farid were trapped behind a wall of snow. The radio was dead. Farid injured his leg badly. The older man smiled through the pain and said, "Go, boy, you can still climb." Arjun hesitated, his father's voice in his head again. "Don't climb over people, climb with purpose." He refused to leave Farid. He built a makeshift shelter, melting snow for water, tending the injury, and sharing his last rations. For 2 long days, they waited, cold, hungry, but alive. Finally, the storm passed. A helicopter arrived for rescue. As rescuers carried Farid away, he clasped Arjun's hand. "You already reached your summit," he whispered. The real mountain was inside you. Arjun watched the helicopter fade into the horizon. Exhausted, yet awakened, he made a choice that stunned everyone. He stayed to finish the climb, alone. Each step from there was agony. The air cut like glass, his lungs begged for rest, and every bone screamed for mercy. But something deeper had awakened, a quiet, unstoppable certainty. He wasn't climbing for pride anymore. He was climbing to honor growth, pain, and love. When Arjun finally reached the summit, the clouds parted as if the heavens themselves were making way. The world below was silent, endless, breathtaking. Tears froze on his cheeks as he pulled out his father's scarf from his backpack and tied it to his ice axe. He whispered, "We made it, Dad. The cold didn't matter anymore. The pain didn't matter. The mountain had never been his enemy. It had been his mirror. When Arjun returned home, no crowd cheered. No news reported his triumph. But when he looked in the mirror, he saw something new in his reflection. Not fear, not doubt, but a quiet pride that only those who face themselves can carry. Sometimes success isn't about standing higher than others. It's about rising above who you used to be. If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Speak it aloud, repeat your favorite line, and strengthen your English and your mindset. Subscribe to English Boost for daily motivation and spoken English practice that helps you climb your own mountain, one word at a time.